All right, guys, like always, it's time to do some reviews for some headphones. Right here, we have the Live Love Music Fly True Wireless Earbuds. And you can find these at Five Below for a whopping $8. I know the price it jumps from time to time. Honestly, depending on what you're looking for, it jumps. I don't know why they keep doing this, but they do. But with that being said, let's go ahead and unbox it and see if it's actually worth purchasing in 2023. All right, so first things first, like always, like and subscribe for the video. For you people that hate watching unboxings, you already know, go into the menu, and I say menu, go into the details, and I have timestamps, so you can go ahead and skip to any part of the video that you want. But for the rest of you, here we are. All right, so it looks like there's some instructions in the box. Interesting. This is an LED case, just so you know. Let me just go talk some specs real fast. Up to 12 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that these get like 3 hours or so of battery life in a charge. It's Five Below, so I don't expect too much. Right here, the LED digital light, which we're about to check in a second, so you guys can see the battery life of your headset. Dynamic sound, ooh. Auto pairing technology, which basically means that when you open up the case and you pull the earbuds out, the two of them are going to actually sync to each other automatically, and then you can go to Bluetooth and search it. That's what auto sync is. Let's see what we have here. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I highly doubt this has any type of IP rating or anything. It's just basic instructions to show you how to sync it. Here you guys are. For you that don't, that have these and may have lost it, just go ahead and take a picture. Go ahead. View the controls, all that good stuff is right here. It's on the back. Nothing important. Yep. So they gotta come out of the case in order to get synced, as you can see, which I'm gonna show you how to sync it in real time so you don't have to worry about that. All right, you get double taps, triple taps, volume up, volume down. If you tap it 3 times, that's a lot to tap 3 times just for volume up and down. Tap once to answer call or end. Tap or hold either earbud to reject call, interesting. Tap earbud once to pause your music, okay, makes sense. Previous song, double tap, next song, double tap. So there's that. So here is the headset, which you've been waiting for. Oh, pleasantly surprised, USB-C, finally. Like, I honestly expected this to be micro USB, but now that I see USB-C, I'm a little worried now. Because normally when they add the modern charger to stuff, it's always a situation where it's like, oh boy, hopefully the sound isn't suffering, but we'll see. One out, pull the second one out, get that garbage out of here. There we go. So those are the earbuds. First, let's take a look at this fresh $1 million premium case. That's actually pretty cool. So the way they open it up, this is more so, I was surprised to see the little groove indent right here. Very surprising. This is definitely different for Five Below. I've never seen anything like this with a case like this. So I'm starting to have high hopes, honestly. And I don't see any LED indicators or anything like that on the outside of the case. So more likely, like they said, this is the screen that lets you see the LED indicator. Right here, like I said, USB-C, so that is pleasant. So for all you Android users that use USB-C, you are good to go. Unfortunately for me, I decided to use Apple, so I do carry US extra cables with me. There we go. All right, so it's in there. So I'm gonna tell you now, if you see these numbers jumping back and forth, that's because that's how the camera picks up numbers. But right now, it's just at 80%. Well, 79% now. And that's it. So this is very cool looking. I don't think it's any type of IP rating or anything. So, you know, it is what it is, but okay. Solid headset. I hear them shaking it just a tad bit in the inside when I do that. But the case didn't pop open. It's very easy to open. What I will say, because it's a little shell, your finger might get caught up in the front, but you know, pretty simple. Easy flat to use. So far, it's very portable, like the more modern headphones that you see in stores. Not like Galaxy Buds or anything, but I think this is a very cool shape. Anchor does stuff like this, kind of, like the oval shaped charging cases, that's what I meant. Anywho, I rambled on enough. Let's go ahead and go into the section so I teach you guys how to sync the headset. All right, so according to the information, which is what was this called? The instructions, there we go. It's early in the morning, don't mind me. gonna go ahead and open it up. Wow, I went to 75. That means that this thing probably has been sitting in the plastic for quite some time. So I'm gonna take them out and they're going to beep red. One's beeping red, so they're syncing into each other. Then we're gonna go ahead and take an extra phone I have, which I have an Android. Remember back in the day where it had the Verizon had the exclusives to the Droid series, and that's how it sounded? That was so lame. But anyway, you know, we really did come a long way from the old Droids to the current Androids that we have now. All right, so these are called the Spark 208. Gonna go ahead and tap them. With Androids, it normally asks you to sync it or add to your call history or something like that. And that's normally because, you know, Androids are different than Apple devices. Apple, you tap it, it'll just automatically sync. And it looks like this is having a problem with syncing, so I'm not liking that. I'm not sure what's happening. Couldn't connect. Let's try it again. All right, let's try it again. You won't have to work for me. Come on now. Don't give me problems in the video. Actually, you know what? This is actually a good thing that this is happening because there's people out there that try to sync Bluetooth and, you know, sometimes they don't sync, sometimes they act up. So this isn't working. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put it back in the case, right? And put them back in the case. They're charging, they're charging, they're charging. I'm gonna take them back out to let them sync to each other. See what's going on. They're communicating, they're communicating. All right, so I'm starting to think that one side, they weren't synced properly is what I'm thinking. Let's try it again. I think that's what popped up, unless I was clicking the wrong thing. I might have been clicking the wrong Bluetooth, to be honest. Wow, okay. Are they dead? Okay, so I'm gonna just have to take a different approach for this. This is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna put them in the case. I'm gonna try to scan it again, even though I know you gotta take it out of the case in order to sync it. That's what the instructions showed. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna let them charge up for about 10, 15 minutes or so. And then I'll come back and see if we can resync it again. We'll come back and revisit this because it's not working right now. All right, guys, so let's try to do it again. I let the headset charge for a little bit. I know you're supposed to let it charge for a little over an hour when you initially get it. I totally forgot about that because a lot of the times when I do these reviews, I tend to get more than one headset just to be safe, so I can test it out safely before actually suggesting it to you guys. And again, you know, it is Five Below product, so take that with a grain of salt. A lot of times you may find a gem, but the problem is that you don't know how long it's going to work, and you know, it is what it is. So, Spark 208, I'm assuming that's what this is. Let me try it again. Tap and see if it works this time. I think it's them. These are Spark 2. Could be wrong about that. Let me take them out the case. There we go. Now it's in sync mode. There we go. It's America. All right, here we go. So I don't think they're called the Spark. I think they're called something else. I might have just been finding a Bluetooth. So now it's finally in sync mode. Yeah, FBWECC. That's what it is. Cool. So that's my mistake, guys. Apologize for that. There we go. That is the headset. Just needed a little charge. Here we are. And that's pretty much it. That's how you charge it. So with that being said, let's go over to our next section. I want to show you how they fit. And then we're going to do a nice little music test. So this is how the headset is going to fit. What I will say is that they're not uncomfortable, but what I notice about them, see if I can get closer to you guys. There you go. This is how it's going to fit. Check it out so you can see it. So it's the open ear design. Pop it right in. That's how it looks. Now, what I will say is with a lot of open ear designs, I shook my head before. I don't feel like shaking my brain again. These don't feel bad, but they don't feel very secure in the ear either. It's like, it's just hanging out the side of your ear. A lot of times with open ear designs, it's obviously made so that you can hear things around you. Currently, I hear a buzzing noise in my right ear. I'm not playing anything, so first impression so far isn't really that good. What I will say is that, of course, we're going to go ahead and do a music test next. It does feel like they should be a little bit deeper. Like if you press them in, it feels a little more secure. But you could definitely tell that, like, I hear it moving. Like, you know how I feel it. I feel it moving, and I can hear it moving just a tad bit. Like you can feel the plastic rubbing it inside of your ear, so it makes this like friction. It's hard to explain it, but I'm sure you guys that ever had loose earbuds can feel it moving and slipping inside of your ear. And when it rubs against your ear, inside of your eardrum, wherever this is, the little socket, I don't know the technical term, you can hear it like going like, it's like it's rubbing or grinding against your ear. But I mean, it's not the most uncomfortable fit. Doesn't hurt either, so that's a good thing. Let's go into the music. So we are going to go ahead and play some music. Let me see if I can find my files. All right, play something. See how it sounds. Wow. Doesn't sound bad so far. All right, so if you guys don't know, I'm playing YouTube friendly music, so it's playing in my ears right now. So it's like, I'm assuming they're professional made beats, but they allow you to actually use it for your YouTube channel. It's legalized music, so you can find that in the YouTube Studio app whenever you use the web. Try something else just to get a little better. Okay. Test the volume. Okay, this is pleasantly surprising. All right, so let's talk about it. This is one of the things that I have to say about this headset. As soon as I popped them in, the fit wasn't the most comfortable. What I mean by that is it's not painful, but I like a snug fit so they won't fall out. Now, these won't fall out of your ears if you push them in. You shouldn't have any problems whatsoever, and they're designed that way. On the other hand, when it came to music, surprisingly, these had some very good sound. The bass was on point. Now remember, a lot of times you do open ear headphones, because you don't have that rubber tip sealing your ears, you don't feel the bass. It's not as heavy as you may necessarily want it, depending on the type of music you listen to. Some people don't care about bass at all. I'm personally a bass head, so that's very important for my everyday commute, especially on a train and stuff. If you use these, obviously on a train, you're going to be able to hear all the noise going around you. You're going to be able to hear conversations lightly, unless you turn it all the way up. The problem with doing that is that it damages the earphones. Let me explain why. Well, obviously loud music can damage your eardrums. That's a given. But with these, the clarity of the music obviously isn't going to be not JLab. They're around. I think they sound almost as good as JLab headphones, but they still fail in some areas. And I'm going to explain that. Anchor is one of the brands that I normally they do high end and mid tier and low end headphones, and they do it right. So this for $8 actually is not bad. The only downside I can honestly say is probably the battery life, which will only be a couple hours. You got to throw it back in the case. But for the average person, you're not having earbuds in for 14 hours a day. So that's the whole purpose of the charging case. But anyway, back to music quality. The bass sounded good. It was actually pretty crisp in terms of bass. Remember, when I say crisp, I'm talking about Five Below products. It's a certain tier of headphones that I'm talking about. I'm not comparing these to anything else unless I do a direct comparison. So they did sound pretty crisp. The bass, the quality of the instruments that was playing in the background was like a harp or something. It wasn't exactly a harp, but I'm just saying, like, certain instruments, you can hear it clearly and precisely. Here's the problem. When I had the earbuds in the ear, I felt this grainy effect in the right ear. It was like a sizzling noise. Not like it's going to explode or anything, but it's like background hiss, connection problem, like something like that, like a background hiss. I'll just leave it at that. And when the music started playing, oddly enough, the hiss went away completely, and then the music kicked in. But it's still, I felt like a slight grainy effect where it seemed like they could have did a better job of clearing up the audio of just how the music sounds in general. But it did sound it was decent. It wasn't bad. Like, this reminds me of like a cheap pair of JLab headphones. Now, the reason I'm comparing it to those is because JLab is like the bottom of the barrel in terms of headphones, but they do enough headphones, but they make decent enough headphones for those that want something that's gonna last and take a beating. They're not horrible. JLabs tend to have like clearer, even though the sound is similar, the clearness, the clarity of the music. It's like when you make a beat, unless you want a grainy effect to your song, it's gonna sound a little iffy to you. But for me, you know, since I've done so many headphones, it's not life or death. Again, I don't expect the highest quality out of an $8 pair of headphones. But what I will say is anyone that buys these in terms of for music quality, it's not horrible. And to be honest, you can go many worse ways with headphones that I reviewed on this channel at Five Below. And these actually don't suck. They sound very, very good. Now let's talk about the volume. When it came to the volume control, it was a situation where when I turned it up, it wasn't much breakage. And what I mean by that is when you turn up music normally on headphones, especially cheaper ones, you can test the quality of the speaker system. Like if you do it to a subwoofer or if you're in a car, right? If you have a decent speaker system, you can go up or down, and guess what? It's still gonna sound crystal clear. While other speakers tend to stretch the sound, it starts getting, you know, grainy, like I mentioned before, and then the music suffers. It's like, it doesn't stutter or anything, but it's just, you can definitely tell that these headphones aren't meant to be at a certain volume. Now, the music did start to get a little bit grainier when I turned it up, but not enough where it's like, you don't notice it with the music playing really. You could tell that the music it's like, put it this way, if you buy them and you're not a headphone head and you don't care, you'll be perfectly fine. But if you've used many different types of headphones and not just highest end ones, but you use other mid-tier or low-end headphones, you're gonna notice like, ooh, it's like a grainy effect to it. But the music quality in the headset is good enough where I don't really care that deeply. You know, sometimes you get crappy sounding headphones that everything else works perfectly fine, and then the actual music, the part that you need, sucks. But, you know, outside of that, can't go wrong with them. They're not bad. So to be completely honest with you guys, this is the last part of the video. I know some people skip to this part immediately to see if it's ideal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys a quick synopsis for those that skipped the other parts of the video. In the beginning, God created the earth. But in the beginning, basically, I synced the wrong product. It was something else. And the second attempt to the sync, I got the right product the second time, right? And that's my mistake, but I kind of wanted to show you guys that, hey, listen, I make mistakes all the time. I'm in the building. I didn't know there was another Bluetooth. I didn't know that there was another Bluetooth near me. So, you know, mistakes happen. And I stopped talking for a moment because my Bluetooth glasses, I'm connected again. My glasses keeps disconnecting and connecting. That's what I'm talking to you guys through. So anyhow, we're talking about battery life, like I said, 4 hours. It's nothing special, whoop-de-doo. Now, if you notice, this thing was at 70-something% initially when I first started this review. Now it's at 33. I haven't been doing anything. Excuse me. I haven't really been doing anything with this. It's just a situation where it's just sucking up all the juice. Comfort, I talked about this earlier about comfort. I don't find these very comfortable. I mean, I do find them comfortable in terms of they don't hurt my ear, they don't scrape the inside of your ears. I don't have any issues with that, no ear fatigue. They're not heavy at all. They're actually very, very light. What I mean is they're not comfortable to me is that when you fit them in your ear, I like things that go, pause. I like when headphones fit a certain way into my ear snugly. That's what I mean. These don't do that. It's more of a situation where it's like they go in, they don't fall out, they won't wiggle or anything. But because of the shell, how they feel, probably because of the material, it just didn't feel very natural in my ear like so many other headphones that automatically have better placement. You could definitely tell that when they made these, it was probably just a quick cash grab, and they didn't think about the actual comfort, the ear comfort of the person. Though what I will say is when you use them for long periods of time, again, this is my second pair, you won't have any issues whatsoever. At least for me, I haven't had any issues. It's just, I haven't gotten used to that feel. Sound quality, you heard that. I mean, well, you didn't hear it, I explained it. The sound quality is perfectly fine. A lot of times, Five Below has $8 headphones that are trash, and they're just horrible. And a lot of times they may cost more than $8 to $10. And that's unfortunate. With these, I don't have issue with these, especially with the price. You have USB-C, like we, whoops, where is it on the side? USB-C right here. We discussed that. You have your LED counter right here to let you know how charged the headset is. So that's also a plus. No IP rating or anything like that, and I don't expect it to have that. So, you know, that's understandable. To be honest, I would never expect a headset that's $7 to $8 to have IP. If it does, 9 times out of 10 is a product that costs substantially more at one point, and it just happened to make its way to Five Below. But that's pretty much it. So if you like it, by all means, buy it, $8. If you're the type of person where you don't like the rubber tips deep into the ear canal, then this will be more ideal for you. And they pop out easily. They don't make my ears tired. They don't make my ears sore. And remember, I go through a lot of headphones, so I go through a lot of earache and soreness from time to time. But that is the review. No need to hold you guys any longer. I would purchase them if you're in the market for headphones and they're $8 and you're shopping at Five Below. Remember, we're shopping at Five Below. If you're looking for another pair that's much more reliable, in my opinion, then there's the Liberty Note E's. There's the JLab Ergo Pops. There are other earphones that you can get between $20 to $40. Actually, the Ergo Pops at one point were $9.99. They go and sell a lot. So it's like, again, you have options. Anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see you in the next video.